And she's telling the adults, wake up, your house is on fire. What are you doing about it? Isn't that something? Isn't that incredible? That we are not actually doing, like, I'm old, right? We're not doing the job that we should be doing. And those politicians are really failing us. Really, they are. They're concentrated on political fighting and political, EU and Brexit and all this stuff. It's a complete distraction. What does a nation matter? What does the imaginary borders on a nation matter if you've got no food? If your water system is polluted by fracking? If it's getting too hot to grow food? What does it matter? Do you think people in Syria or something really care about the border when there's internal conflict because they're running out of food? No. Do you think when you run out of food you're going to be generous and helpful to everybody else? I don't think so. I think you're going to turn into exactly what everybody else is doing. So think about that. You're not alone in the world. England doesn't dominate the world anymore. You've got to grow up like Canadians have to grow up. I'm from Canada. Like Americans have to grow up. Like the Chinese, although I will say I've lived in China for 12 years. In China, of course, the people are conditioned to now be consumers because actually they're following our Western model. But fundamentally, the people and the government in that huge nation are also aware of the problems. Why do you think they're building these cities like Ordos and so on in Mongolia, these huge cities with very little population at this time? Why? Because they like building cities? No. Because Shanghai, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, Guangzhou, all of Guangzhou, it would all be hot. Too hot. The glaciers melting in the Himalaya will mean there's a tsunami of water coming down when it rains because there's nothing holding it back. There's no water tower there anymore. And it'll be a trickle. It'll be a trickle of water when the monsoon stops. So that means on the plain, in the Yangtze River, for example, the water will rush down, flood and push the topsoil out to sea, and then there'll be no water, virtually no water. And that will mean that the land dries out and blows away. The topsoil blows away. And I just had somebody tell me today, in England, your environment minister or somebody said in 30 years you will have the same thing here. I didn't say that. You guys talk about that. So I'm just saying, around the world, we are building cities. Well, I'm not doing it, but there are cities being built in northern areas because the governments of those countries know that climate change is real. It's expensive. It's real, but they're building it now because they have the money now and they have the resources now. But they know, they're smart enough to know when the crisis really hits, man, it'll be such a crisis of humanitarian scale that there won't be money to build cities and infrastructure and wind farms and solar farms and so on. All that money will go to disaster relief.